Let me tell y'all first, I faced a quandary for today because today, Friday, was going to be movie day for me. It's been a little while since I've been to the picture show, and I'm a movie guy. I like to go see movies. I like to see movies in the movie theater if they look interesting, if they look like something I would enjoy. But I'm much more selective than I used to be, and I think movies are more crap than they used to be. Although maybe they've always been mostly crap, but they're more crap in a specific, really irritating way, or a way that really irritates me in particular. Uh, that makes me want to avoid them. So I was thinking that at first I was not going to go to the movies today because I saw two possibilities. There's the movie Faces of Death. It's like a horror movie, um, about violence, and seems like there's some intellectual component to it as well as the violence, which is that's something that I intellectual, more cerebral horror movies are kind of my jam these days. Um, but I saw the preview and saw that the heroine is a fat brown woman who's pro censorship, and all the bad guys are uh, are anti censorship. So I thought this was probably there's like an agenda here. There's a subtext here that I don't want to deal with. Uh, I don't want the body positivity shoved in my face, literally. Um, you know, Nothing against you if you're a little big. It's just I don't like that agenda, and I think you know what I mean. Or if you don't, then whatever. So, Faces of Death was off my list. There's other movies out there that just didn't interest me at all, but I'm talking about the ones that looked like they were potentially interesting. Faces of Death was off my list, and then I saw that there was a movie called Newborn, which was a psychological thriller, and those can be cool, especially when again there's something kind of complicated going on, mixed motives, what have you, where you're not sure where it's all going to lead or how it's all going to end. But I saw the preview and I thought, yeah, this looks like another whitey bad, kill the white man, maybe not kill the white man, but lecture the white man kind of movie. And I said, nah, not going to do it. Excuse me for a second.
Hi, will you be ordering an extra value meal today using your mobile app? Please order when you are ready.
It's a recorded thing. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Let me get a large iced tea, half sweet, half unsweet with no ice. And
Anything else?
let me also get a large cup of water, and that will do it.
First order.
Thank you. Sorry about that. A day in the life. This is my life. This is the glamorous life I lead, and I'm making you part of it. Don't you feel honored? Uh, yeah. So yeah. So the two major candidates, the new releases, I saw that they were both, nah, not gonna do it, not gonna do it. And I thought, well, I guess this is not gonna be movie day after all. But then I saw that a movie that has been out for a couple of weeks already, I think, but which I ignored because I just thought it looked like a boring I don't know, relationship movie that like a girly kind of I don't know, story about a relationship or something that, and it had Zendaya. Is that how you say your name? You know, who I've you know, she's kind of worn out her welcome, um, and so I wasn't going to do it, um, but then I found out that this movie which is called The Drama, was actually directed by the same guy who directed the Nicolas Cage movie that I liked from a couple years ago, whose name I can't recall right now because I'm just out of the movie theater. I did no research before recording this video. I didn't refresh my mind on anything, but it was an anti counterculture movie about a guy who suddenly showed up in everyone's nightmares, and like all the world hated him just because he was showing up in their nightmares, and he was a bad guy in their nightmares, and he was doing bad things to them. So just having him around was too much trauma. And it was upsetting. It was a movie that made a big impression on me. It made me really feel for this guy, played by Nicolas Cage, doing his fat dumpy kind of act, like putting on a fat suit and looking balder than I think he really is, and how just sort of, the movie's about how he loses everything just because this weird phenomenon happens where suddenly everyone in the world finds him traumatic to see, even though he's never actually done anything bad to anyone. And so I thought, oh well, so the same director of that movie did this movie. And I was reading this. Yeah, this is a different kind of movie. This is a movie that throws you some curveballs. This is a movie that, you don't know exactly where it's going to go or what to expect from it. And I liked this movie so much that I'm going to make 2 videos about it. This day in the life one that you're watching right now, is going to be spoiler free. But what I will say, again, without spoilers, and if you don't, there's one thing in particular, there's one twist in particular that I don't think if you know the twist, it's going to ruin your movie going experience. But if you want to see this movie and you don't want to know the twist, then don't watch the spoiler video that I make after I make this video, okay? But I will say that this is about a couple that's about to get married, and they seem, and it's Bruce Pattinson and Zendaya. That's the couple, and they seem happy together, and they seem to, have had they had a cute meetup, in a coffee shop, and both of them seem to be endearing, slightly quirky characters. And then something is revealed about one of them that that suddenly throws everything into chaos. Something is revealed about the past of one of these 2 characters, and without giving anything away, it's not what you expect. The sort of twist that you find is not. It's a reversal of what you would think it would be. That's all I'll say about it. And you can speculate as to what that means, but that's all I'm going to say about it in this video. Excuse me for a moment. But until the window opens here, and I scan my card, it was a fun movie to watch. It was a good movie.
had a large one, large 50.
Yes.
You say it again? Honey mustard and Coke. Anything else? Or
Thank
just
you.
want to shake that?
Day in the life. All right, so I think I'm going to get my beverages now. You're going to just have them right here for me. We'll see. Ah, look, no firearms allowed. That's ironic. But I'm not going to say why. I'm not going to say why, but the sign. We have it on the sign where it says no firearms allowed. That's ironic. Or appropriate. Hi.
You got a half cut,
Yep,
water.
that's right. Thank
have a
you.
good one, buddy.
Appreciate it. All right. There we go. So, yeah. So it's not. I mean, it's a movie that makes you nervous. It's a movie that you know, you suddenly see people behaving in ways that annoy you, and it's probably going to be a divisive movie. There's probably going to be different people who respond to it in different ways. But what I think is really interesting about it is I'm pretty sure this director is anti-woke. And it's not that it's not that political agendas are what it's all about. But I do find that refreshing. But and I also think he's able to do it. And this is also a movie in its own way about counterculture, in the same way that the Nick Cage movie that he made a couple years ago was about not counterculture, about cancel culture. This is also a movie in its way about cancel culture, but it approaches it from a different point of view. I think what it boils down to is, what kind of things are you willing to overlook, and what kind of things do you just get performatively offended by? It really seems like that's more what it's all about, because we have one character. When this character finds out what the other character that this character is about to marry, what was actually in his or her past, it really upsets this character. And you're like, I was like, come on. I thought it was just sort of a hand wringing, pearl clutching sort of instance of liberal virtue signaling on that character's part. And again, it's not who you think it is. I would also say that if you read between the lines, this is a movie that very much critiques beta male behavior. But again, I don't want to give anything away. But there's masculinity as it should be, and then there's like this sort of millennial, not to be stereotypical, but this sort of millennial infused beta male, anti-masculinity or non-masculinity, or and this it's done so subtly. It's like, okay, if you see a guy who's like in his 30s and he's a good-looking guy and he's fit and everything, but he always drinks Diet Coke. He gets a Diet Coke with his meals. that tells you something. Something's not right about that kind of guy. All right. If he's trying to lose weight, that's one thing. If he's diabetic, that's one thing. But that's that's something that's a girly sort of thing. That's like, you see women go up and order something from McDonald's or someplace like that. Like, I'll have the Big Mac and large fries and a Diet Coke. I mean, they get the most unhealthy meal, but they get a Diet Coke because they, I don't know, either want to, I don't know what it is, but somehow those extra calories from getting a real Coke from getting a non-Diet Coke would just be like over the line, even though the Big Mac and the fries are obviously full of calories and cholesterol and fat. But that's, in this case, you have one character you always see him drinking a Diet Coke with his meal, and it's a subtle thing, but it makes a point. It makes a point about him. And that's all I'm going to say about this movie, the drama. But I think it's worth your while. And if you were, I don't want to pigeonhole this director, whose name I don't know right now. I don't want to depict him as overly ideological. I think to take it out of the cancel culture milieu, which is like a contemporary thing, a dated kind of thing, or a topical sort of thing. There are always going to be things that we do in our past, or there's things we should just, I think if this movie has a message, it's just that we should just go easy on each other, right? We should go easy on people who have imperfections. It's one thing for if it's something that is truly a bad thing, truly a bad behavior that you know what I'm talking about. But if you find out that something about somebody's past that disturbed you, but it's in the past, and it happened during a person's unhappy youth, especially. Why do we not find it? Why do so many people not find it within themselves to be able to see that within the proper context? I was not almost yelling at the screen, but if I were watching this movie drunk, I would have been yelling at the screen at certain characters at certain moments. So that's my non-spoiler review of the drama. And again, I found it by accident. I didn't, I'd seen a lot of the ads and stuff, and I just sort of thought, okay, this isn't the movie for me. This doesn't look that interesting, but I liked it, and Zendaya is good in it. Robert Pattinson is good in it. Acting is good. Thumbs up, and stay tuned for the spoiler video if you intend to watch it. But do watch the movie if you feel inclined to. I do recommend it.